Alright, here we are. It's project number 4, and what we've got here is an old salvaged little stove, and it's really cool. We took it apart previously. I actually took it apart a while ago, and it's not in the greatest of shape. It's going to need some work with the hammer. We're going to have to tinker with it. We've got some bent corners here, but we've got the beginnings of something really cool. And I'm sure you can guess what we're going to do with this. We're going to use this as a base for a small little end table. And it'd be nice if we had 2 of them. It'd be nice to make matching ones, but this is the kind of unique piece that stands alone by itself in a room and adds a little character. So I'm going to go at it with the hammer. I'm going to clean it up a little bit. Get that top part nice and level just by banging on it and hammering it out, using some of my auto body car skills to try and get it straight. We're going to clean it up with a wire brush, and then we're just going to shoot some clear on it, keeping that old kind of rusty, authentic look. And then what we did was, right here we've got a small wormy maple top that measures about 2 feet by 2 feet. And we're going to stain it and spray it and screw it to the top. So this will be a short little video. Just gives you an idea of what we do here. And more than anything, what I'm trying to do is, when you're out and about and you see stuff lying around, you have to have that ability to envision it put together as something else. And this one is about the easiest, because it's clearly obvious that this is a cool little item that can work for a small table, and the legs are going to be gorgeous. But you'll see, we'll put it together really quick. We're going to do this afternoon, spray it, and then by tomorrow it'll be dry and ready to go. And I think you're really going to like this one. You're going to definitely like the finished product. So please join me. Okay, we've got our piece upside down on the cart here. And what I'm going to do is just quickly show you how we straighten out this metal lip. So I've just got myself a regular hammer, my trusty DeWalt, and we've got some bent up areas here, and we just come in tap our way along here. And you get the idea. We've got that all nice and flat now. And what we can do is we come around this side, and you'll see we've got similar situation going on here. So we're just going to come in and tap that down nice and flat. So I'm going to finish up here, working my way around, and then I'm going to come back and show you what it looks like. Okay, so we've turned it back over, and you can see we've got everything nice and flat now. Now we do have some damage to some of the holes in the corners here and over here. So there's a couple of things we can do with that. We can actually get some sheet metal and weld it in and patch it up, or we can cut those pieces off and just re-drill new holes. So I think what we're going to do, just for this piece, is that we're going to actually cut those corners out that are a little rough, and we're going to drill some new holes in the stronger parts of the metal to hold our base and our top together. So we've got a little bit of staining in here, and we definitely got some dirt and stuff, and before we go and spray a clear on it, we've got to get in here and clean that out and make that work. Now, I mean, there's a whole bunch of things we could be doing with this. We could definitely be putting a drawer in it by cutting out the metal and the holes in the front and making it work that way. But for the purpose of what we're doing and the look that we're after, we're just going to leave it alone for now, and just put the top on. Anytime that we decide to do drawers and slides and that kind of thing, all we're doing is adding to the cost. And basically what we're looking for with this is just a cool little look with the base. So we're going to make the decision to go ahead and do it without the drawer for now. But you get the idea. That's a really good shot of the front, and it's really cool. And you know, often with old pieces like this, you get cool little detail like this sign here. Happy Thought 212S, it looks like. So you know, somebody who's an expert at old things probably knows what that means. I have no clue, but it's a cool little message, and we're going to try and clean that up so it reads a little better. But yeah, we've got to get in the corners here, get the dirt out of there, but you'll see this will really come to life when we shoot a coat of clear on it. So I'll be back in a minute. Alright, so we've got our top all straightened out. We cut out our kind of chewed up corners and stuff. We'll have to re-drill some holes. And we've shot a coat of clear on it. Still a little wet so you can see the shine on it. But what happens when you shoot the clear is all the old weathered tarnish and paint layers and everything start to show up. So kind of gives it a cool look if that's what you want. And we've left the rust in and all the little marks. And I think this is a cool little piece. I really like it. So we even sprayed the inside a little bit. So I'm still debating whether I put a little cubby in this or not. So I'm going to go away and think about that right now. And then I'm going to get started on the top. So I'll see you soon. So here's our top. We had a little piece of wormy maple and we stained it gray. And we just put a coat of clear lacquer on it. So it'll dry and we'll give it a little sand and then give it one little final thing just to get all the imperfections and everything out. So while I was doing that, I sprayed our live edge coffee table that I talked about in the last video. So just wanted to give you an update on the progress of that. And finally, we flipped our base upside down and gave it a little coat of clear. So we're all good. We're ready to let this dry overnight, and we'll come in the morning and we'll start slapping stuff together, and you'll see the end result and how it's going to turn out. One last thing that I'll show you before I leave here. Here's our epoxy table that we're doing for the home show here in Orangeville that we're going to be letting go at a great price. This is the final coat of epoxy that went on. And I'm going to try and get a reflection here so that you can see what epoxy looks like when it goes on. And it's hard in this light, but you get the idea. Right now it's really wet. It takes 24 hours to cure up. We mix the epoxy. It's a two-part, and then we put it on. And then this has really leveled it out and made it nice and smooth. And we'll be sanding this and giving it a final coat of lacquer on top. And as I said before in the other video, this is pine, and pine's really soft, but the two coats of epoxy that we put on top are going to really harden it up and make it a very practical, usable table on a daily basis. So that's your little update for today. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you like the color. Alright, so we've flipped our base over and we drilled some new holes and we put some screws in, and we screwed it to the top after sealing the backside of our tabletop. So you get the idea. Put 3 in across the front. So we centered it. We actually put some more of the top sticking out the back because we wanted a shorter reveal on the front so that it exposes our front piece. So we're going to flip it back over and show you what it looks like. Okay, and here we are. We've got the top on, we've got it flipped back over, and we've got ourselves a cool little table. We sprayed this yesterday and let it dry, and we just sanded it out with some 320, and we have to put one final coat on it, but just to give it a proper sheen and make sure there's no junk in it. But you can see the base came out really nice. We've got those little hole features, and everything looks really cool. That's a cute little table, and it was really easy to do. And a lot of these things are so simple that most of the time it's just finding something that can work, and then being creative enough to put it together so that it looks like a nice piece. You know, this is something you can do at garage sales on a Saturday morning, or like I said, at the Habitat, or just about anywhere that sells old pieces. And it's really cool when you can take an old piece and, you know, make it a little more modern. You know, the wormy maple and the gray on the top really suits the black rusted out base, and it comes together really nicely. So this is a cool little table. This looked really nice as an accent piece in a home. Especially if you're trying to get a certain look and bring in some neat little you know, pieces that are good conversation pieces. I mean, there's a story behind this base, and it's something you can look up on the internet and find out and add to the story. And remember, you've got that cool little plate there with our happy thoughts. Thought that was awesome. So anyway, we're gonna put a final coat on it, but for the purpose of the video, you get the idea. As always, this piece is available for sale, and you contact Amanda and she'll be happy to work something out with you. So I hope you enjoyed. I hope it inspired you. And I hope some of you are going to be hunting for pieces. Remember too that if you hunt something, or you've got an old base or something like this, and you need a top put on it, we're more than happy to help you out and to do that for you. So, you know, if you've got something sitting around at home and you've got a great idea for turning it into something, give us a call. Bring it over, and we'll sit down and we'll work out the details and make something cool for your home. So thank you again. Thanks for watching all our videos. We really appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe, and I hope you've been inspired. Take care.